Could you believe the speed him and Kyle were going at Tumba?
No, still can't. And I tell him to this day, like, he come past me in Moto 2, lapping me, and went, you. And, like, literally, it was down the hill at the top. Like, we jumped down the hill.
Way.
And he's like, you. And the next corner, handlebars are on the ground. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, I still, to this day, don't know how to go through those ruts. Like, I didn't understand what they were doing differently or how they were keeping their feet on the pegs, because, like, I'd nail it or feel like you were nailing a corner. As soon as the bike would load into the rut, my feet were getting blown out the back. My outside foot, because the rut's curled over that far, were just getting peeled out the back. And I'm like, end up coming out the corner with both feet hanging off the back. It was gnarly. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a motocross track like that in my life. And it was epic. Like, I'm stoked that I did it, and I would do it tomorrow in a heartbeat. I'd love to go back.
It was wild how gnarly that track was.
I've never been there before, and everyone's
I can't believe that was the one you picked to do.
It was the only one I could do. It was the only one that lined up, but it was cool. It was cool. Like that, Conondale, like I've now ridden 2 tracks I'd never ridden in my, like in junior, let's say junior years.
Yeah, that's crazy that you didn't ride Toowoomba as a junior.
Yeah.
Did you not do the Sunnies much?
No, not really.
Okay.
We sort of did Queenslands and stuff up home. And then like between that and dirt track, we were already in the car every weekend. So, I mean, we didn't really have too much time to do the Sunnies as well. I mean, we did what we could. But
no, that makes sense.
Yeah, we did one. I just never went there.
Fuck. Pull up. We got the video. We just got to show people what we're talking about. So Jack just decides in his little... It wasn't even a break, bro. This was like heavily mid-season.
2 weeks break. So it was 1 weekend free.
Basically,
I didn't tell anybody.
Knows that you're not signing with KTM for 2025. So you went, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and race a national.
Yeah. Well, I always wanted to do it, and that one lined up, and I saw it was on the break, and then, like you say, we weren't re-signing. So, I mean, what was I going to do? Better
ask for forgiveness and
story
permission.
of my life. So
fast forward a little bit. And it was freezing, bro.
Fuck, it was cold.
That was one of the coldest days I've had in a long time.
Yeah.
I just didn't get warm the whole day.
Like that wind would just blow straight through you.
So Jack goes out, and this is what would be like the US equivalent to this track. There is none. This is a very, hey? Maybe like if Washougal and Unadilla had a baby.
I don't think I've ever seen a hill that steep on a motocross track. Maybe Glen Helen, but then Glen Helen doesn't rut on the hills.
Nah. Yeah, it's like Glen Helen's steepness hills, but then with like Unadilla straight
ruts the whole way down. And then it's got a jump in it. Like you just go.
Well, it'd be like the Millville Hill with just straight ruts down it.
I just couldn't get over the elevation and all that. It was
crazy first time track.
The quality of the dirt, like how good the dirt was really cool. But then like how the ruts formed was ridiculous.
Yeah, so there was basically nowhere that you could go on the track.
I've said it before, but I was like 3 minutes from the end of the first moto, and like it was one of the hairpin corners in the center, and I went into it and I thought, like, I'm looking at the ruts, which I'm already in one anyway, but I thought, not one of these look good. Like, I wouldn't pick one of these ever. And, like, I just got to wheel into one of these to see how it goes. But, I mean, you just have a massive respect for those boys and how they do it. It's, I'm a fan of the sport. So that's, for me to be able to at least go out there and ride on the same track and do 2 motos on that sort of condition was awesome, man.
I think you did good.
Of it. Nah.
I think you did real good. Like, just considering this is Moto 2 now, and the track by this time, not a great start.
Nah, it was terrible, but we did the pracky start before, and we went to the...
You used up the good one?
No, we went to the medium tyre, and Big Black Betty there, she lit up off the grate right next, and I had Meddy next to me, and like Frank was with Meddy, and like I did my pracky start, and it lit up on the mesh, and Meddy goes, I've never seen a bike do that before. And I'm like, oh, dear, I'm going to have to go nurse this next one. Like, I even spun the tyre a little bit and all, but I must have just been a bit heavy on the clutch or whatever. But she lit up on the mesh.
That's wild because that doesn't normally happen.
Down.
But, yeah, so this was...
Yeah, they weren't happy with me, but...
why not? Oh, KTM.
Yeah, because I mean...
Oh, yeah, what was
I didn't announce anything until I asked the series when I nommed to not announce anything till like the Friday before.
Yeah.
And I just put my phone in the toolbox and that was it. I dealt with the fallout after.
What was the fallout?
Nah, not much.
Well,
I mean,
but
at
you
the end
were
of the day,
fine.
when
You
you're
were
fine,
fine.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the other, let's say if the coin landed on the other side and you're not fine, then there's
You
fallout.
got some hard conversations.
But, it's a risk you're willing to take.
It was pretty sick to see. And it's pretty cool because I feel like on any other track, maybe not any other track, because the Aussie Nationals,
They're
we were talking about
massive,
this the
man,
other day. Like the tracks are small.
I mean, Webster, they went and won Des
Motocross
Nations.
Yeah. The level at the front of that field
It's ridiculous.
is very, very high. And I think
JB, if JB went
to Europe,
to Europe with the right, well, he was there and was winning Grand Prix in 250 and then, got shafted when he went up to 450 by the team and getting injured. And let's say the classic narrative of motocross, it's a rough sport. But
yeah.
he got shafted with the age limit where he needed, I wouldn't even say needed another year, but he had to go up.
Well, he needed another year to wait for the right deal.
For the right ride, exactly.
Because,
but he had to kind of take what was on offer, which
Yeah.
wasn't the best, and then went up and then went good in the first race and then got injured and then was riding the rest of the year injured.
With literally a broken shoulder.
Yeah. And not to mention other stuff going on behind the scenes. It's I know how good he can ride and I know what he's capable of. And even when he went, what was it, 2 years ago, he went to,
Here.
was it South?
No,
Where
he did
go?
Washougal.
Washougal, was it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
on
was on a stock
bike.
and he drove there.
He drove there in a van.
Him and Benny
Yeah.
just drove themselves there, bro.
Like that's nuts. And
Yeah.
I know for a fact if he'd come over and did some testing and sort of knew what he was doing, no, not knew what he was doing, but knew the competition, everything's fresh. Like
Yeah,
these guys have been racing each other for, at that point, nearly 30 rounds by then.
Yeah.
They're
pretty
well and
locked
truly
in.
locked in,
Yeah.
and he's just come over and was coming to do some suspension testing and thought, we should go race this weekend. So, I mean, I know for a fact how good he can go. And, I mean, the guy got on the podium at OzX.
yeah.
Like,
Well, that's the other thing that's
not racing
crazy.
Supercross in...
Ever.
Well, he did a little bit on 250 back home, but never to that level,
Yeah, so the level at home is insanely high. And I think that the tracks at home get especially rough because they're quite small, realistically.
Yeah.
And then it's not like the AMA where it's basically just the two classes. Like they've got the development class as well. Sometimes they'll have juniors and shit. So it's like those tracks get beat to shit. But you're a really good rider. And to see, it's a pretty gnarly look at how good those guys are because you're way above average
Yeah.
as a motocross rider and the level on those tracks, national pace, national prep, like
But that's what those guys forte. I mean, they don't get paid on the smooth days. They get paid on the rough days. I mean, I've been around and ridden enough, with very fast guys, whether it be Jeffrey or Tony and stuff like that in Holland. When I go and ride in Holland, you try and... It was good when JB was there because I'd just tag along to wherever the MXGP boys were going. So you go to these tracks and pretty much I was the only MXGP or MX2 rider on track. But, I get there at 9 o'clock or most of the 250 boys as well would get there when the track opens. But you see Tony and Febra and all those boys.
at the end.
They don't start riding until after lunch when the track's knackered. They don't even turn a wheel until it's ready to go, and then you get out there and like you just stand on the fence and you're watching with your mouth open, like how are they doing that?
It's crazy, dude.
That's when they, those guys, as the speed doesn't go down, it just stays the same.
But yeah, it was just very cool to watch you in that environment and like
sick.
knowing how good you are, especially like I've been on the same track as you. So like it was just really cool to see that. I think you did really well, but also just how gnarly
How much I struggled.
the level
Yeah.
is. Just you're fully in that world. Like you could never get your track at home that rough ever.
No way.
Like not possible.
No, and I've thought of ways. But yeah, there's no way you could replicate that. I mean, that's just phenomenal. Like you say, I think it's the weather, it's that dirt. It's just like you walk around that track and stuff. Like we went and did track walk, and they're like, you need to bring work boots for track walk, and you end up with like a platform shoe by the end of about 6 steps because it just sticks. That's just phenomenal.
So what was the response through like the paddock and stuff at the end of it? Did people like take it seriously or
not really? No, I didn't really hear all that much about it. It was just sort of been and gone. It was just one of those things. But it's cool for me. I mean, I've done a national now, and I want to do another one. I've told Yamaha and stuff like that. That's, I did one last year. You use that as like a way in, but. No, I definitely would like to go back and do another one, but it's cool to, let's say, race at the top level in Australia and motocross and dirt track and superbike.
Yeah.
And we'll keep ticking off some more things off the list.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.